From the Worldwide Reb, this is Reflections of a Rabbi.
One drop of honey makes a world of difference. One drop of honey makes learning sweet. Add one drop of honey to Talmud Torah, and you've got a team that can't be beat. All starts with the children. Open minds and smiling faces.
Judaism has some really big ideas that it wants you and I to be able to relate to. Things like creation, revelation, redemption. These three ideas are found all over our prayer book. But the problem is that it's really hard for you and I to relate to these big ideas. I mean, after all, creation, you and I weren't there for that. Revelation, we were there, but we don't remember that. And redemption hasn't come yet. The rabbis suggest that we can try and relate to these big ideas by using other events or other times in our lives that are connected to them. So creation, when the sun rises every morning, that's creation for us. That's how you and I connect to that big idea. Revelation, a little Torah study. Redemption, we remember our exodus from Egypt. That last one, though, is difficult for me. I don't remember it so well. I tell the story all the time, but it still feels like a story to me, not like something I went through. So I do a couple things every year to try and get me back into my feeling like I'm in Egypt mode. Like going to my local butcher. Not to buy meat, I'm a vegetarian, but to get some of my other Pesach stuff. You know, you go to your kosher butcher, and you have to do it the day before Pesach. Right? Where everyone's pushing their carts and banging into each other. You're trying to grab things off the shelf. People are taking things out of your hands. Then you're paying too much for it on the way out. You finally leave and you feel like a free person. I found a new way to try and experience and connect to that big idea of redemption this year. I had just come home from Israel about a week and a half ago, and I knew that it had rained quite a bit up here in the Northeast, but I really didn't want to know what had happened in my basement. Ignorance is bliss, so I didn't go downstairs until the cat started crying. We keep the cat's litter in the basement. Apparently their litter had floated away. Like many other people, we had a number of inches of water filling our entire basement. So I went down and I parted the sea in my basement, so to speak. I called the experts in, they pumped it out, they took the walls off, they ripped the carpet up, and I started going through all of our things that were down there that had been water damaged. I found boxes of pictures, things from our wedding, clothing that my children used to wear. I would never wish a flood on anyone. And granted, ours wasn't that bad. But in a way, I'm glad it happened. Because in parting that sea, I got to walk down memory lane a little bit. You know, one of the important pieces of Pesach is stopping. Before we rush into this new year that we just started on the 1st of Nisan, it's stopping and reminding us where we've been, where we've come from, our story, our history. I had a very, very poignant reminder of my history as I went through those pictures, air drying them out. As I found the glass that I had broken when Heather and I stood under that chuppah. As I went through all of these things in my waterlogged boxes and basement, it was a bit of a gift. As I prepare to celebrate my freedom, to look back where I've come from, to see what I've been through, to recognize how blessed I really am. I hope that none of you had to part the waters in your basement. But if you did, or perhaps even if you didn't, I hope that maybe you can find some time before Pesach comes in next week to remember where you've been, your history, your own moments of exodus, so that you can relate to this big idea that we celebrate on Pesach, this big idea of redemption. Until next time, Chag Kasher V'Sameach, a happy and kosher Passover.